Yesterday, ladies and gentlemen, the three-judge bench of the High Court that was appointed literally to deliberate on Rigathi Gachagwa's case sat for almost 10 hours, only to get Kenyans shocked. On this particular video, I want to take you through on the reasons as to why Kenyans were shocked. But before I do so, if this is the first time you're watching my videos here, please take a second or two, subscribe, like, and comment, because that is the best support you can always give this channel. The first issue that came up after the ruling of the High Court judges is that Rigathi Gachagwa's rights were violated. Then our Kenyans kept asking, if the rights of Rigathi Gachagwa were violated, what next? The judges did not give a what next step, because they did not tell us when someone's rights have been violated, then this and that must be done, or this and this should be done, or they ought to do this and that. They did not give us that. And now they left us thinking, in a scenario where the rights of a person have been violated, what follows? And when that question was not answered, most Kenyans are talking about now the ability of the judges of any court able to give proper and clear judgment on any matter. Number two is the issue to do with the process. If the rights of an individual have been violated, now does the process still continue, or we go back just before the evaluation of the rights? So clearly indicating, ladies and gentlemen, that the judges still left another gap, that now, if the rights have been violated, do we have the process continue? Do the people in office right now, like Kithure Kindiki, going still to be in office despite being elected or appointed in a process where someone's rights were violated? Clearly indicating that the High Court judges produced more gaps, which are making Kenyans to talk. But though it's very clear now for the team of Rigathi Gachagua, because now they are having some clear things they are going to battle at the Court of Appeal. The other question that Kenyans are raising right now, it is about Kithure Kindiki and the IBC. Before, we had Marijan in court with the IBC, and also at some point they appeared on media, where we had actually mainstream medias where they were answering questions. They were asked who literally cleared Kithure Kindiki, yet the chairperson of the IBC was not there. And Marijan alitupilia mbali ya maswali. He actually hid within the courts and said, it's a case in court, I cannot answer right now. Why was it taken to court? It's because the IBC chairperson was not present at that particular moment, clearly indicating that there was something that was to be fixed first. But regardless of that, the judges of this High Court left us there. They did not answer the question. They did not fix the gap. They left the gap open. Still now, we are developing more questions. Yet, the three-judge bench was given enough time to sit down and look at all these gaps and give Kenyans clear answers. Now we are talking, we are asking the questions because they did not do their work well. The other question that people are raising is about the 50 million shillings that Rigathi Gachagua was awarded. Ladies and gentlemen, does it mean someone can come in, stop me from speaking, then pay me later on? Is that the Constitution? Is that what the Constitution provides? So Kenyans are left talking, what is the 50 million meant for? That is another gap that the judges of the High Court literally produced, and now Kenyans are still asking questions. Do our judges in the country have the capacity to produce clear and verifiable judgment on various issues? From the entire process, when I took my time to listen to everyone who was speaking there, first of all, they took too long for them to give us the verdict. Second of all, it is that they left so many gaps which they were supposed to fix. That should not be the case with our Kenyan courts. Kenyan courts, it's where everybody has hopes in. When the executive messes up, we run to the courts. When we are hurt at home, we run to the courts. When the parliament does not do things the way it's supposed to do, we'll go to the courts. Now, if the courts give us more gaps, who are we going to run to? I don't know what's your take, ladies and gentlemen, but that's what I was able to discover from the process. But on the comment section, engage me and let me know what you think. My name is Abel Mokwa. Thank you so much for watching. Keep following Mokwa Times.
Welcome to Humphrey's Hill House. Humphrey's is a boutique hotel located on Kionganyo Hill in Kisii town. We are just 2 kilometers off Kisii CBD. And the hill itself, Kionganyo, is culturally significant among Abagusi people. This is where our prophet Sakawa stood and prophesied that Getembe, which is Kisii town, will come up. And several other cultural activities used to happen on this hill, which included Ribina dance, where women met and danced and prayed for rains. Young men fought wars about marriage in this hill. So the hill is very significant. And therefore, in the design concept for this hotel, we have done what we call a hotel within a museum, where we have tried to document collect, document, and preserve a lot of Kisii culture. So right from the gate, as you come in, you'll see pieces of soapstone, the reception in our gift shop. Each of our room has a piece of soapstone that explains about some cultural event or activity. You go to our common spaces, whether it's in the bar, whether it's in the restaurant, there are carvings displayed all over, which have cultural stories and those kind of things. And then at the back side of the main building, we have developed a Gusii homestead, the authentic Gusii homestead with all the traditional huts. And this is where we want culture to be experienced as it was in those days. So the buildings have been done how they were supposed to be. The activities can be carried out. There are indigenous trees there. There are free-range chicken that are running all over. And it's a nice setup if you want to hold traditional weddings and traditional activities. Then next to it, we have an amphitheater that has a capacity of around 250 people, where again, performances, both cultural and meetings and conferences can happen. As we endeavor to support the community and preserve the culture that we so wish it doesn't disappear. All in all, you're welcome to Humphreys, and we hope you'll be able to get an experience of the Gusii culture. Thank you very much.